And we're live.
Lots
what
of
is the
different
most
kinds.
gratuitous thing I could own legally?
A cannon, right?
Totally unnecessary in its
50
strength,
cal?
but
An anti-aircraft gun. You get a.
I can own those legally.
Yeah, if you want a 40 millimeter anti-aircraft aircraft gun, I know a guy. You can shoot that.
Can I mount those in my front yard, or
you don't have to mount it. It's on a platform with an engine on it. You can drag it behind a car, and then you put it in place, and the legs come down, and then you start up the little Ducati engine so that it can. It's completely autonomous. It rotates 360 degrees of rotation. And
have any of these been deployed for property defense?
Yeah, you don't need to.
Yes.
Can they go down far enough?
Just keep it pointed towards the front door.
Oh yeah. I shot.
And I assume a bullet that brings down an airplane probably is okay.
40 millimeters in diameter.
It wouldn't be a very good anti-air gun if it didn't.
It's the projectile's about this big around.
Oh yeah, home defense.
The shell
Does
is
it
like
do that flowering stuff?
Oh yeah.
Not so
Yes.
relevant.
Does it really? You don't have to in 40 millimeters.
You don't have to, but we did. Yeah, the ones I was shooting were custom cast hollow points. Yeah.
If you hit somebody storming your property with that, there's not even any evidence.
We cut down trees with it. There's not a trigger. There's a pedal. I'm not kidding. Like when you go to fire, you're like, clunk, and you hit a big pedal, and it goes go-goom, 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 go-goom. like
That's the one that you went boom, 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 and it shot way into the horizon, right?
Sure enough is. It's got like
I wasn't sure if that was a public story.
It is now. Fuck, nobody got it. Yeah. I mentioned the Ducati engine on it that would power it, but that was loud, and it was going to drown out my microphone. So
oh no.
I use the hand controls, which is like, you turn them like little steering wheels, but
Sure.
one for this way and one for this way. So you could do elevation and whatever you call side to side, windage.
Yep. Okay.
And I dialed it in. I looked through the scope. It's shooting across a lake at some barrels of explosives or something. I don't remember. And I'm like, I look at the camera. I'm like, all right, well, here we go. Blah, blah, blah. Bam, and I hit the pedal, and I hold the pedal down because it's fully automatic too. I don't know if I mentioned that. It's a machine gun essentially, and it's got a magazine of like 5
And I can
8.
own these legally?
Yeah.
What will set me back roughly if I wanted one?
150, 160,000.
Let this story unfold.
So
yeah, I'm interested in that. I'm just imagining this at my duplex that I'm renting in Cedar Rapids post like storm. And I can just, I can pick it up again. I could just leave it there for a couple. Okay. Anyways.
Oh, you're going to be the biggest swinging dick in all Cedar Rapids.
So I fire it off, and it goes cocoon, but then the recoil causes the barrel to go up. I'm supposed to be holding on to those wheels that I use to dial it in. No one told me that. So it goes cocoon, and the barrel goes up 10 degrees. Cocoon, and it goes up 15 degrees. Cocoon.
And how fast is this firing? So how quickly is this?
It's going boom, 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 boom. And so it goes boom, 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 boom. And the first one hits my target. The second one cuts a tree down. The second one hits the top of the tree. And the third and fourth or fifth or whatever, they're just going. They're just
the horizon.
And I look back, I'm like, all right, well, that was pretty cool, huh? Blah, 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 blah. Now let's do this and that. And then the cut. And I go, where the fuck did those rounds go? Where did they go? And the guy went, whatever's 7 to 12 miles that away.
What was 7 to 12 miles that way?
He's like, there's a horse farm over there. We're in Kentucky.
Not anymore.
Tennessee. We're in Tennessee. There's a horse farm over there. I'm like, are they expensive horses? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, like $500,000 racehorses.
There.
I'm like, well, if we hit one of those racehorses, we cannot talk about this, right? He's like, I'd be more worried about hitting a car. There's an interstate about 4 miles. I'm just like, oh God, what have we done?
You have to run inside and turn on the news.
Did you ever find out where they went?
No. How would you? It's
well,
like
presumably someone might notice.
And
no, you don't notice. It would have made that big of a hole in the ground. Even you'd have had to hit something that somebody cared about for it to ever find out that something had went wrong. But we didn't, luckily. And I held on to the fucking controls thereafter. But yeah, that'd probably be one of the more ridiculous things. You get a tank, live firing.
Did you
tank.
rent or own that?
Neither. Just borrowed it. He was trying to sell it at the time, so me shooting it was a bit of advertisement for him, trying to sell the gun. But you can own anything that you've ever seen in a movie, essentially, if you get enough licensing. If you want to go zero licensing, then like, I don't know, a 50 caliber sniper rifle, like semi-automatic, is pretty crazy. If you don't want to do any paperwork, that's probably about as crazy as it gets. But if you want to do more and more paperwork, you can get hand grenades, explosives, live firing tanks that shoot shells, anti-aircraft guns, miniguns, RPGs, literally everything that you can think of that's not chemical.
To lasers.
We've been there. There's a anti-missile program that they've had for long enough that they've long released, like how it works and everything. So it's probably miniaturized by now, but the entire laser had to take up the back of one of those giant cargo planes. And so they'd fly the cargo plane, and then this thing could shoot a laser and take down a missile. It was like an anti-missile weapon.